Detroit rapper sues Lyft after driver denied her a ride due to her weight. Yeah. All right.
Due to her weight.
Watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me,
Yes, I can.
believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month. Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal, and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them. Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal, and I knew that it was.
Okay. Holly, what's your first thoughts?
I guess. Well, I disagree with the that was the lawyer that quoted that. It's the same thing as saying I can't let you in because you're black or because you're Christian or Muslim or whatever. That's not the case. Have you seen this woman?
Big girl.
Underneath the eyes of the law, it's
discrimination. I get it under the eyes of the law, but it's like from the eyes of the Uber driver, ma'am, I can't fit an SUV into my sedan. Yo,
he was driving a C-Class, Mercedes C-Class.
A Mercedes C-Class. She's the size of a fucking ML.
I thought he was pretty nice about it.
Yo, that's true.
I think it's left.
That's true. He was definitely he was apologetic.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, listen, man, like you gonna do some damage to my car, and I'm not willing to take that chance. Look at you. Look at you. You are. I mean, saving his time. You ever seen a big person get in the car and the fucking car shifts over to that side of the car?
Yeah, but like, all right,
because you can't sit in the middle.
A C-Class Benz.
It's not like she's too big to like, bro. It's a car. Like
she's 500 pounds.
Nah,
she's 489.
I am
500
okay.
pounds.
I understand that, but
and
like,
the car is made to.
Let's just say you got 4 people in the car.
Right.
That late.
She is 4 people.
4 people are distributed when you have
evenly
weight on one thing on one side. That's the problem.
I understand that, but let's say you got 200 and something pounders in the back. You could, you can roll.
She
can be in the middle. She can be in the middle, bro.
Like it's gonna weigh down the back, but she can't sit in the middle.
Yo, bro. He was nice about it, right?
Yeah.
And he probably could have gave her a ride, but I do understand, and I think he was very. He made sense of what he's saying. Like, yo, if you should call an Uber XL.
Yeah.
And I do get that.
Yes.
But
more like an Uber Triple XL.
So big people should just understand that they're gonna spend more money for things.
Yes,
I believe so. Yeah,
like your meal for the day.
Yeah, it's like, but what if you're poor and big? Like, what if you're on a budget? So you can't be big on a budget.
You
gotta have to spend more. Because
The
there was
butt-
that
yeah,
clip
budget's
going
good.
around with that shorty with the big ass that she got on a plane, and she was like, plane seats are too small, and they're
Yeah.
making her buy 2 plane seats because her ass was so big.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
She had a
saying
big
about-
butt, or she was
had a
she was
big
overweight.
ass. She had a big ass.
She
Like,
wasn't
had a
overweight,
huge
but she had,
BBL.
What's
she had a BBL.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
it
was about to say it was
just-
ass shots.
Yeah.
That's what you paid for.
Right. So it's like, you know, it is what it like. So do they have to pay for, or should we make things bigger for bigger people, like across the board? Because the world is built for medium-sized people. I went to the doctor today, and I got my height.
Okay,
Guess how tall I am.
6 feet.
No, really.
That's your basketball height?
Nah. Because I told. No, today I found. You know, I always say, like, I don't know how tall I am.
Yeah,
5'6.5".
5'6".
you a fucking lie.
I'm 5'6.5".
Nah,
You 5'6"?
Nah, you
Yeah.
gotta be.
You
taller than
lying.
that.
What I measure it?
That's my
Nah,
wife
I
is like
think-
5'6".
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
No, my wife is like 5'2". She's 5'2".
Yeah, nigga, 5'6.5", nigga.
Nah.
5'7" if I really wanted. But yeah, that's what it said. What, that's bad?
Really?
Why? Damn, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of indifferent about it, but that's like a small height. Like that's short.
I didn't. I would. Maybe you always wearing Tim's.
Yeah. Nah, I'm pretty sure you're taller than that.
5'6".
Yo, I was like, yeah, I'm
Nah,
5.
you're not 5'6".
The
Nah, you
lady
taller
said
than
I'm
that.
5'6.5". That's short. 5'6.5".
But you had to
is short?
take off your shoes and everything.
Yo, I was in there in a gown, nigga. I was in there with a hospital gown covering my ass up, nigga. 5'6.5".
What you
get
mean
a little
wearing
half.
lifts in your shoes?
It's gotta be.
Yo, I never. Nah, you
Yeah,
not-
with Sherman
nah.
Hemsley, right?
You definitely. I would say 5'8", 5'9"
Yo, you
at
giving
the
me-
least. At the
Thank you
least.
for the inch or two, but yo,
Hey, yo.
I was 5'6.5", so 5'7". So that's not what cool. How tall are you? Oh, yeah, I told you
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, I'm about 6'2", 6'3", 102.
Yeah, that nigga's a sentence. I run point. I run point guard. I run point for y'all niggas. Don't worry about it.
I'm just me just observing your height.
Yeah,
I would
I
You
carry myself.
you carry yourself taller anyway, right? So I guess that
with my hat a little taller, dig.
this nigga think he T.I. like cocked in China or some shit like that. He like, yo, I'm gonna wear Tim's every day, and I'm gonna wear my hat.
Yo,
at
I
the
don't
top of my
even. I
head.
swear to God, I've never thought about my height ever. Except like today, I was like, yo, these niggas really want to know how tall I am. Like, 'cause I never. You remember every time we asked, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't fucking know. But today she measured me. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna share that with the fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What does it say? I don't know. 5'8".
my license.
5'7".
My license says 6'3", but I don't know
guessed
about
it.
6'3".
Really?
And then you got their basketball height. Everybody give a little extra.
You
inch.
you definitely like 6'3", because you got me by a little bit for sure. And yo, it was a guy that I used to work with that in brokerage or whatever, and this dude, he used to wear like print shoes, like shoes with like big ass heels and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yo, he used to wear big pants
Yeah.
to cover him,
Right.
but he used to. Like,
That's when
have-
it's weird. That's when
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird when you're weird about it.
Yo,
Yeah.
and
It's
you know,
be cool. Like it is what it is.
yo,
Everybody got
the
things.
just
crazy
accept
shit
it.
about it. Was, yo, this dude was a millionaire. He was a millionaire, bro.
Right.
Yo, used to make a ton of money.
Word.
What?
It's the thing that money can't buy.
Yo, bro, it's like, yo, yeah, bro. This dude,
I think it can now. I think you can get your calves extended or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
can
got
get your legs
looking like a T-Rex. Your fucking legs be matched long, your arms be matched short. Yo, you can't even put your hands in your pockets.
Yo, even with that, I may be 6'3", and I'm like two something, you know, somewhere close to 300. There's certain things I can't go to an amusement park and go on every ride because there's certain shit that I just don't fit on.
Right.
Okay.
This bitch is 400-500 pounds trying to fit into a C-class Benz. You can't.
You can't do it.
You cannot
it
fit
ain't
in a
gonna work.
C-class Benz.
Ain't
No,
gonna work.
and definitely not mine.
That's another thing.
Ultimately, I think it's about accountability and like being real with yourself.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like she it's not like no Uber driver or Lyft driver should give you like a aha moment, like, oh yeah, I am 500 pounds. Like you knew that before you know what I mean? It's not like he shouldn't be the one to put you on to like what you look like or what your weight is. You understand what I'm saying? So she should know from the jump. And I get it, like it hurt her feelings and all that good shit, but like she's probably been going through this shit forever. And on some real shit, I feel like it's like, all right, you could sue these motherfuckers. So let's play it up. Let's get you some bread.
Yeah. It's gonna
whatever. You know what
I mean? It's
gonna
cost your dignity.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get some clout off of it. First of all, for your rap career, you're gonna get well known, and you're gonna get a little paper out of it. Like Big Pun died from being fat.
Right.
Like
after he lost 100 pounds trying to live.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Right? It's like, it's like
and
that shit ain't fly. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna lose your life.
Is it not fly? Because isn't there another rapper that's out there? I don't know the rapper's name.
Dave Blunt.
And what is it? He's like 600
pounds,
right?
That's a big boy.
And
he's strung out on lean.
He looks like, I hate to say it, like he looks very unhealthy. We're
gonna wake up any morning.
Yeah. That's how I feel about him. And like he's starting to pop. You see him on the feed of social media, and he's making rounds.
People are telling him to like, slow down. So it's like it's that thing now. It's like get rich or die trying, though. By any means necessary. Like, we gonna get this by any means. I'm gonna be the fattest motherfucker.
Are they using it as like a prop? Like the fat boys and now she's using it as a crutch. Yes.
I think it's hilarious that a fat dude is strung out on lean.
Right.
You wish you were strung out on lean.
Yeah, man. It's But okay, so let's talk about another thing about this thing too. This kind of exposes the ride share, the private kind of car driving your car thing. Like these cars aren't really commercial vehicles. Like it's kind of like if you wasn't like if she pulled up to a taxi, nigga won't give a fuck. Cause that car was meant to just take people back and forth. And whatever.
A taxi, get out and start kicking your ass in the car.
It's meant for this shit is meant for this kind of wear.
Here's your first stomach.
Driving your private
got your second stomach in. Now here's
Mercedes.
your third stomach. All right, close the door. Let's be out.
Feel me? You're driving your private Mercedes.
I get it, but
so
ultimately,
you're trying to keep you signed up for this.
What car can't handle 500 pounds though?
She could fit in the back of the Crown Vic.
No, all right. She probably can't.
She's
gonna have some difficulty.
You gonna put her in the back of a Crown Vic.
She needs a flatbed tow truck, nigga.
The gig is the gig. You know what I mean? Like now we got this ride share shit where it's like people are driving their private vehicles and they're picking and choosing. And he got his like he can't drive for Lyft anymore. He lost his job over this.
Oh, he did.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he lost his job.
That's messed up.
That's fucked up.
I mean, it's kind of not. Your dog, you want to keep your car
but you're
in pristine shape and all. This is a commercial job. The gig is the gig too.
Yeah, but when you're using your private car, you are allowed to you should be at least allowed to refuse certain services.
You can't refuse the service if someone paid you in advance and they waited for you to get over there, and you gotta take the ride, dog. You gotta suck it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like every job got parts of it that sucks.
I don't think so. Put it this way, I did Uber before.
Okay.
And I picked up a white dude one time who did blow in the back of my car and offered me some. I couldn't pull over and be like, nah, you gotta go. Like I don't want that shit in my car because if a cop pulls us over, I'm just the Uber driver.
Mm-hmm.
He got the coke. How's a cop handling that situation?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I think you should be able to refuse certain service because if I'm pulling up in a C-class Benz, the smallest Benz that you can get, before the compressor. Remember the compressor?
Yeah, the compressor. Yeah. Shout out to Cash Money.
And this 500-pound girl is wobbling her ass over to my car, thinking she about to fit in my back seat. You know what kind of maneuvering you got to push your front seat all the way up. Then you got to tilt the back of the seat all the way up.
Yeah,
it's like trying to fit in
you gotta get on the other side and pull
a table or some shit,
or like a little refrigerator or some shit like that, right?
Yeah. You gotta pack
You
around
can't-
like that last pair of
you can't
sneakers
pull up-
when you going on vacation.
you can't pull up to Home Depot or PC Richard or whatever and buy a fridge and say, I want y'all to stuff this shit into the back of my C-Class Benz. They're gonna be like,
I get it.
They gotta refuse that service.
Mm-hmm.
We can't.
What
just
if
do
it was two niggas in like thongs and shit?
two
like-
niggas in thongs?
Yeah.
Oh, hop in. Let's go.
Bare ass in your back seat.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's take it. All right. Yo, I drove Yellow Cab for years in Manhattan. It was one Sunday. On the Sundays when I drove, I would like to come in uptown. So I would take the Grand Central in, and I would come down. You know what I mean? So I'm about on 116th on what street go down? Second Avenue. And I see a black dude pull up on he pop out. I'm like, it's an easy ride. He probably going to church. He probably going anywhere. He like pull out a wheelchair dude. So I'm like, all right, cool. Wheelchair dude come out and he pack him up. He pack him in the back. I never got the vehicle. I lift the back. He put the wheelchair in the back. And they're like, yo, I'm going to Queens. Cool. Spin around, go right back on the bridge, whatever. I'm on the bridge. I start smelling feces. And I'm like,
See?
what's going on?
Yeah,
Hey,
colostomy back.
What's going on back there? You're like, yo, my bag is leaking, bro. My bad, yo. Like, it's leaking? Like right now it's leaking, or it leaked already? He's like, it's leaking right now. I'm like, oh. I'm like,
So it's dripping out in the.
it's dripping in the back of the damn cab that I'm gonna drive like all day, every day. Like, this is my car, you know what I mean? So it's like, I get him there, whatever. I look at that back seat. I'm like, oh my God, dog. Like, this bag was leaking. It was like on the floor, on the seat, everything, yo. So I got to stop at the store, get like Clorox wipes, everything, wipe up everything, clean up.
And you can't charge him for that shit.
For the cleanup? Nah, you can't charge him. The gig is the gig. The gig is the gig. Once you got somebody there and you doing something, and you in the service industry, once you take on the job, you just kind of gotta do sucky things sometimes. Like, sometimes the job sucks. But people's job, but in a commercial vehicle, that was a commercial vehicle. The seats are wrapped, the floors are wrapped, everything is tucked in, it's plastic, it's made for people to be in and out in the snow, mud, shitting, whatever in that shit. You can wipe it clean. It might smell a little bit for like a little while, but if you disinfect it the right way, now these people's doing this shit in their regular vehicles. People gotta think twice about what they like. If you smutting out your whip, for a couple of extra dollars, and you picking and choosing rides, it ain't gonna go well for you. So there's a lesson learned on all sides of this shit. But that nigga who think that, yo, you gonna drive your new whip to do Uber, watch this story and think about that shit, nigga. It might not be worth what you think you're doing, nigga.
This guy hate Uber.
I don't want me out of business. I'll be taking that shit.
What do you think could come out of this lawsuit, though?
Oh, she's gonna win. She's gonna get a little paper.
She gonna get some paper.
If I have to estimate, 4. About her weight. She'll get paid like she weigh. She'll get paid like she weigh.
It's gonna be a come up for her, though.
I don't know. I think they have a way to justify it. I personally think they have a way to justify it. Maybe not, but I personally think
nice loophole. It's a nice little loophole.
I think
life is about loopholes.
The fact that they fired a driver, I think, is wrong, and I think the driver should sue Lyft at this point, because it's like, if a company could say you can't walk in, you can't come into my establishment with white t-shirts on or hats on, like I was told in Ruth Chris the other day, I had to take off my Scully. I had to take off this shit.
Fuck out of here. For real?
At the dinner table, they say, yo, once you're in the dining area, you got to take off your hat. Meanwhile, I'm not gonna lie. Meanwhile, there was a white dude about 3 tables over who had a cap on.
Wow.
But I had my Scully on. She was like, by the way, we're in the dining area. You got to take your hat off. So if they can do that, I should be able to say this humongous woman cannot fit in my car because it's just not going to happen. It's not going to work.
All right. So if they say capacity wise, like weight restriction, your shit can't, you know what I mean? You can't hold it. That's one thing. Now, the other story that you told, when somebody's doing something criminal in your car,
right?
That's something different.
That's not criminal. Her weight size.
Somebody doing something criminal in your shit, like yo, that could, you know, you could refuse that. You could say like, yo, the dude was doing drugs in the back of the car. I had to refuse it, right? But when it comes down to that, that's really, yo, they fired him because they don't want that bad press, and they know it's some form of wrongdoing.
He was wrong.
I would promise you in the fine print of him signing up to drive for Lyft.
Right.
It was something in there that says you can't like refuse based on you know, exactly. Exactly. Right. So
I get it. It makes sense.
You're being prejudiced. Like, I mean, like life's about loopholes. That's what lawyers are here for, right? To find loopholes, exploit them.
Lyft made enough money; they could pay out. They could pay out of some hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million.
Live and you learn, yo. Live and you learn.
She gonna make more money off that than rapping, probably.
Oh man, I mean, if she was making money off of rapping, she wouldn't be calling a Lyft.
Yeah. What's her rap name though?
She be driving her own C-class.
What's her rap name?
It's Dank DeMoss.
Dank DeMoss. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. She just changed her shit to Meek Meal. Joey fat ass.
Yeah. Come on. All right, let's go to the next one. We don't want that type of smoke. Right.
Fat hoe.
We're gonna go to Target. Target.
What, DEI?
DEI, yeah.
Target is facing a boycott. Go
scroll down.
Yeah, Target is facing a boycott because they rolled back their DEI initiatives after Trump came into office, and the blacks are upset.
Wasn't that supposed to be across the board though?
It was.
Like a lot of companies, they saying like
you go to that first one right there, cool. The one that says no.
Target didn't understand that its decision was not only offensive, but it's bad for business. We thought that they would hold the line. We thought that they would continue to stand for the values that we all hold dear. But instead, they acted cowardly and they made the decision to bow down to the Trump administration. We are asking people to go on their websites and buy directly from those black companies, because Target will not see a single one of our black dollars, not even during Black History Month.
This decision by Target, especially Target, the company that has its headquarters in Minneapolis, the city that became known and will be known for the murder of George Floyd, for history and time to come, Target cannot. And we here in Minneapolis today, the good people of the state, are saying to our friends all over the country, if you were moved to do something good after the murder of George Floyd, it is time for you to stand up and boycott Target now.
Target didn't understand that its decision was not only offensive, but
you can lay it all out.
The next one is, I think that's dozens of San Jose, California residents boycott Target also. It's a slide. Yeah.
Going to Gucci.
I think there's one more after this. No, I mean after down, scroll down. It's one more Target joint. It's with one of the black business owners. Yeah.
I literally have so much to say, but I don't know the words to express myself right now. I'm Chantel Powell, the founder and CEO of Play Pits, all natural deodorant for smelly kids, and we're sold at Target. Several people have reached out to me asking, how is this going to affect us? How is this going to affect Play Pits? How am I doing? How am I, like, I'm processing. This is a lot, y'all. 2024 was a bad year, and this year I needed to be better. I understand the whole conversation about boycotting Target. I get it. But if you boycott Target, you leave businesses like me on the shelves that's not being supported. We're already struggling from a marketing standpoint up against, and we already at a disadvantage. These big conglomerates, they got marketing budgets out the wazoo, and we penny pinching to get in front of new customers and remind our existing customers to continue to support us. So if y'all boycott us in store, then you're not doing anything but giving them a reason.
Yeah, that's it.
What are people boycotting Target for exactly? I don't really get it.
Target is they're going to, I don't know if they're totally doing away with their diversity and inclusion practices, or they're kind of scaling it back, which meant that they would put more minority companies on the shelves, minority products, in
higher positions within the company.
Yeah, so they have the DEI initiative, which is the hiring and promoting of women and minorities, people who
alternative lifestyles too.
Yeah. That's their DEI initiative that they had in place that they're getting rid of. They're also getting rid of their REACH program, which was supposed to be helping Black people with their careers, try to help Black people build careers, try to help Black businesses, which is one of the videos that the lady was saying that it's affecting, it could affect her business, and also just different things they were doing since 2020, in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement.
Post George Floyd, right?
Because of the George Floyd situation.
That's where the bag was at.
Right. So the
bag was to be pro-Black, right?
Right. And it was also to improve the experience for Black shoppers in Target, with the inclusion of the Black brands. They can go there and buy whatever, appeals to Black people. They're shutting all that shit down. And it's because of this, of course it starts with Donald Trump and his what you call it, to take away the DEI. I don't know any other way to look at that besides it wasn't meaningful in the first place. It was just something that we were doing to earn the Black dollar. Now we don't need your Black dollar anymore. Like we didn't really care from the jump. So now that Donald Trump gave us the green light to just dump it, we're just gonna, we're leaving y'all.
Well, let me give you another angle to look at it. Like, let's look at it at the angle of, all right, when we started this, we meant well, but now it's being abused, and now it's kind of being like, you know, it's lowering the quality of what we're trying to bring to the table, because now we have to fill a certain quota with things that we're not really happy with, but we have to accept it because it's not really what we want to do. So maybe they were on board with it, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, you know,
right?
Because I am super conflicted about it. And then I'm gonna put one more thing on the table.
Okay.
Maybe, and this is what I feel the most strongly about. Is it supposed to last forever?
I mean,
like,
the next 40
aren't
years.
most things supposed to just be like a little boost? Like when you playing Mario Brothers, you get the star. You don't play the whole game with the star, right? You get the star for a little while, and then you get past a certain part of the level, and then you good.
I see what you're saying.
So it's like, you know, it's like, is it supposed to just be forever? Like, in the real world, I didn't think it was going to be forever.
Well, I guess it depends on who's benefiting from it the most between the how could it be getting abused?
Same way Black Lives Matter got abused. It got co-opted.
It doesn't. I don't think most people. First of all, I don't think many people are benefiting from it. I don't think Target's really benefiting from it. I don't think the people that bring their products to Target are benefiting from it, right? If I'm Target, right, I want a Black person to put their product in my store, because somebody that's looking for their product is going to come look for their product, and then they're going to buy some other shit that I sell inside my store, right? That would make all the sense in the world. But if they coming in and they not, you know what I mean, and they're not coming for your product, all right, it don't really matter. It don't benefit you. It don't benefit me, right? A lot of the times, too, is what I think a lot of these business owners don't say is that, yeah, it's a good look. Oh, we were in Target stores, but that don't mean their sales are increasing crazy or whatever like that. You could be on the shelves, but if your shit is sitting on the shelves, it don't really matter. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but is that the way that they were doing it? Like, were they just taking any Black business? I feel like I feel like it had to be something that was already thriving to a certain degree, and then
I don't think it was so much business. I think it was more like leadership. I think it was more like filling a quota within their leadership.
The video that we had on there was one of the business owners that had her stuff on the shelf.
So maybe I misunderstood. Was she not saying that the boycott was going to hurt her?
She said that's another thing I was going to say.
So I don't think that she got in. I don't think she got in because of DEI. I think she got in because her product conserved the community, and she has a good enough product to get distribution within
possibly
Target. But if Black people are boycotting Target, that's who buys her product.
That's what she was saying.
I think she's trying to say. So I don't think she got in by DEI. I think DEI within Target was within senior leadership.
But it's not DEI is not what's bringing her product in. It's their reach program. Their reach program was an initiative to bring in Black-owned companies to sell their products,
and they're doing away with that too.
I'm sure they still got to vet those products before they bring them in.
Of course,
it's not. I can't make up a potion and be like, "Yo, this shit is gonna make Black men's dick grow." It's gonna fix Black erectile dysfunction,
right?
And they're gonna be like, because it's Black, we're gonna sell it in our stores. No,
Black honey pack.
It has to be something that already showed promise.
Not necessarily.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I figured.
Necessarily, you're not gonna find big horsepower in Target.
No, I understand what you're saying, but also I'm speaking to the fact of when you was like, I thought it was like basically executives and leadership inside the company.
Yeah,
like I used to receive emails from corporations about their DEI or their diversity programs and all that shit.
What is
like
it?
You can apply for it. Yeah, you can apply and try to do business with us and whatever like that. Yeah,
because they wanted to fulfill a quota.
With minority businesses.
With the Negroes.
But then what's the problem with that? Because I feel like it's hard enough for Black people to get in to certain circuits because of the whole minority thing.
Right.
Because of the color of your skin, you walk into a certain room and they won't even pay you any mind because they're used to seeing somebody that looks like them. They're not used to seeing somebody who actually had to work twice as hard.
All right, so there should be a different conversation based on executives and leadership inside the company versus vendors that got put on the shelves.
We're talking
and put
about
in the
leadership.
store.
I don't
Right.
think we're talking about vendors.
All right, so let's be clear. Like, affirmative action has been kind of removed from the table years ago, right?
I think only a year ago. I think they did it last year.
It's just called DEI now.
I think affirmative action got taken away last year or maybe the year before.
I think it was a few years back when they were talking about universities and things like that, colleges, like affirmative action was going to
fill
be
certain quotas. Yeah,
they're gonna stop that shit, right?
Okay.
They had already been done away with that, right? And it wasn't like a big it was an uproar, but it wasn't like it wasn't no boycotts or anything like that. You understand what I'm saying? And ultimately, Black people, specifically Black people, right? Because I feel like other minorities got different tactics, right? We fight for, like, we keep fighting for inclusion instead of starting our own shit, right? When you think about if you built a company to get on the shelves in Target, right? And then you got to fight with fucking 10 different other companies. Like the chick on the video said, they fighting for shelf space with 10 other companies that have way bigger marketing budgets, conglomerates, and things like that. Why not just do your own thing outside and not be in the midst of
doing
that?
her own thing
I don't think
outside.
Target.
Wait,
in there.
I don't think Target was the goal for these companies. I think Target is just one of the avenues.
It's a great look,
and that's why I don't know who said it, but somebody was like, start going. The protester lady was saying, go on their websites now. Don't give Target the money because
this is what I'm trying. This is what I'm trying to say, right?
You're in the weeds now, like
yo, you know what I mean? You don't. If you can, if somebody's gonna go to Target just to get your product, they can go to your website and buy directly from you anyway, right?
But not everybody does that. Not everybody goes
now I'm
online.
gonna lose
and
my
buy
Target
stuff.
deal, and that Target deal.
If I needed some Carol's daughter hair shit for my kid, but I needed it today. I can't go online and order it because I'm gonna get it 2-3 days.
Then you got to pay shipping and handling if you don't order enough stuff and all that. I just want it.
If you got it in brick and mortar, I gotta go there to go get it because I need that shit today.
I understand that.
And they buy it in advance.
Target was
so
that
now
avenue.
You have that lump. You have those quantities sold. Like Target buys regionally. Like they buy everything. Like they buy, like they don't piece you off when you got a price that you give to Target and they buy your stuff, and that leaves you room to expand, hire more people, and to build your business, come out with new flavors, come out with new things, and now you're in the game.
I understand
that. Target audience is important.
I get what you're saying. It's important if you're a Carol's daughter, right? Which is a big company that has been marketed and promoted by Black celebrities and things like that. They have mad exposure. But like, if I come out with some hair grease or whatever, and it's Ron's hair grease or some shit like that, and I got pushed in through the diversity and inclusion, right? And they don't really know my shit. I'm not Carol's daughter, right? Which has millions and millions of dollars behind it. And I got to be on the shelves and fight with other 10, 15 other companies. What's the chances of somebody coming and looking for, and get my product over other companies, right?
That's the way capitalism goes.
Of course we're talking about free enterprise, right?
Right.
But this is what I'm trying to say about people fighting for inclusion to be, or it's a good look, like you said, it's a good look to be in Target. But if your shit's sitting on the shelves and it's not moving, right? Who cares if they buy 20 case of my shit or 2 cases of my shit, right? But it's not moving, right?
On the Northeast.
Possibly.
It's a bag. Like,
No,
come on now.
I don't know.
now.
That sounds,
honestly,
to me, that sounds like you just not do. If your shit not moving, it's because you're not putting the proper work. Now you got to get with, you got to get with certain links that's gonna promote your shit.
I would promise you, I would probably promise you that Carol's daughter is not there based on the diversity and inclusion.
Nah,
right?
Carol's daughter was just. I was just saying that.
But it's a black company. But what I'm saying,
now we talking about Ron's hair grease. That's some trash.
It could be some trash, but I got in there. I got in there based on the diversity and inclusion.
But Ron's hair grease could also be a Miracle Grow.
It could
now
be.
We talking.
It could be.
But Ron's grease company got to put in the work. But that's what I was saying. Like, do we know that Target was just buying black products?
This is what I don't. This is what we don't know. You understand what I'm saying?
I feel like you had to vet your state. They had to be vetted. It's kind of like
people might be trying to fill a quota.
Shark Tank. It's kind of like Shark Tank.
I don't think it's
Shark
that
Tank
extensive,
ain't
bro.
investing in anything that's not
way
already
more extensive than it's way more extensive than Shark Tank.
No, I'm
First
saying
of all, you got to be FDA approved.
No, I'm saying it's a lower level than Shark Tank, but I'm saying like even Shark Tank, they're not investing in anything that's not already showing promise.
All right.
If a company,
let me show numbers.
Let me say this, right?
Growth. You got to show your.
I don't really think it's that extensive.
And you got to have motion.
I don't think it's that. I don't think
when it comes
1,000%
that extensive.
I don't. When it comes to these,
they rather hire a dud for the look and give them a bag than to take on product that's just gonna sit there.
But I'm saying,
what you think
I'm saying if that's
the
the case, is that really the case? Or are they taking people who are actually selling their product? They're just not selling on the level of Carol's daughter or Miel or I think Miel's a black company, right?
Yes.
And you know, in those companies, are they just saying because of our program we're just taking anything? Because if that's the case, I would have been tried to make some kind of concoction to put it in Target.
Yeah. I don't really think it's like when it comes to like, I think your Miels, I think your Carol's daughters, they're going to be put in stores regardless. You understand what I'm saying? Because they have a track record. Like when you try to do like government contracting and all that stuff like that, they tell you straight off top, like, yo, don't try to start your business based off this shit.
Right.
You need to show like, yo, you've been killing your shit on your own type of shit, right? But when I think some of these other programs, right? I feel like if I'm Target and I'm Ron's hair grease, for them to buy 5 cases of my shit or buy 3 cases at every Target, right? And they spending, let's say $1,000 at every one. That's nothing to them. They toss shit away. They toss away millions of dollars. It don't matter.
I think we're missing the mark. I think we're shooting for what we.
You got corporate tax write-off. You got a bunch of shit.
Product though, Ron.
What? You ever been to Target and seen the clearance area?
No, it's the senior leadership, bro.
What?
It's not the product. DEI wasn't with the product. DEI was with the senior leadership.
You think
they want a black woman CEO because of the look?
Right.
We're not talking about the product.
Target has a black CEO woman?
No, but I'm saying
look at the leadership. Look at the leadership and see if you see at the CEO, CFO, and all that stuff like that. If you see any diversity,
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I genuinely I don't believe that. I think they're talking about vendors for the most part, the vendors that they bring in.
Yeah,
and the difference is I feel like black folks, they fight for inclusion instead of like, yo, all right, well, y'all don't want to put us in there. Let's do our own shit. Because those Spanish folks in San Jose, they're gonna boycott, and then with that boycott, they're gonna be like, yo, let's do our own thing.
So I'm looking at it right now. It's a group of white people, a whole group of white people. You got a couple Asians that includes an Indian man. And you got one black looking Spanish woman. First name is Kiera, which is black. And then Fernandez is the last name, which is Spanish. She's the one that I got the quote. That she's the only one that I got a quote from about them shutting down the DEI situation, which is fucked up to me because it's just like.
And what's she say?
Oh well, she's the equity officer. She's the impact and equity officer. I don't know if equity means. I don't know what equity means in that situation. Does it mean like?
I think that's.
I got an article here from
September
10th, 2020. Target taking bold steps to increase black representation across the company.
Mm-hmm.
That's September 2020.
Now they don't have to do that anymore.
September 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
so that's right after George Floyd.
See,
okay.
It's like when you're making this headline, that means you just doing this for the bag.
Yeah.
No,
like, yo.
see,
so
that's what I'm saying.
So
right.
All right. So this is what I'm. See, you.
Which is
you
my
this is
initial
what. This is what I'm saying. Right. You're saying this, right? So if I'm Target, if let's say they probably invested millions and millions of dollars, donated millions and millions of dollars to these black organizations and all that. So to have a bunch of black vendors put their stuff in the stores, yeah, we could do that because we giving away millions of dollars anyway. We make billions of dollars, so we can give away millions of dollars. So we could put your shit on the thing. We can give you a little bag. We could pay you a couple thousands of dollars. It's fine. If that shit goes to clearance, fine. It's whatever. But after a while, fucking free lunch is over. Nigga, you're out.
See, I don't see, but my thing is, what is the problem with that? I don't see what the problem is with just throwing out some free lunch. Like you're a massive multi-million-dollar company. Yeah, give out that free lunch if you got to. My thing is, don't just pick up black people that are just there because they're black. Pick up companies that are actually worthwhile, which is the same thing with the DEI. The DEI isn't meant to just hire people because of the color of their skin. It should still be to hire people. It should still be a level of equality, but based on your qualifications. And I think that's really what it is. I think maybe if it's been abused, it's because they've been hiring people just because of the color of their skin. But that's not the black people's fault that's being hired. That's the white people's fault that think that we're under pressure. We just got to hire people because we got to save face. No, still hire people because because of their qualifications. Bring people in.
Black and brown. Black and brown because
what you have here is a
LGBTQ.
What you have here is a separation because white people are always going to be the top dog, unfortunately.
Well, then a majority.
And this shutting down this whole DEI situation in this country is going to keep them there. It's preservation to me. It's preservation. I don't think it's we need to shut this down because we need to because it's giving the wrong message of equality. I think it's preserving.
All right. So
a level of the food chain that they've always wanted to keep in the first place.
Well, what if it's supposed to be like, all right, yo, we got y'all in here. Now y'all got a little piece in here. Now y'all got like 5% of y'all in here. Do the same for y'all. You know what I mean? But instead of that, black people will get in there and they'll just start hiring whoever instead of start looking out for themselves too. Black people be their own worst enemy too. The black people get their foot in the door and forget how they got into that door, and then won't do the same thing that the others were doing for themselves. Let me play a quick game. Let me give you 3 different examples, and you tell me if that's an example of DEI or not, right? Mm-hmm. The first example is the Rooney Rule in the NFL. This is the rule that when an NFL team is hiring a head coach, they have to interview at least one black candidate. Even if they take them or not, even if they already have their guy in mind, they have to, before they can hire anybody, they have to interview at least one black head coach. Is that an example of DEI?
That sounds like it. To me, it sounds like it.
Is that healthy? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. Because again, that black person may be overlooked because the thing is you never see a black head coach. So it's like, well, you never see a black head coach because they're not afforded the chance, right? But they might be the best choice for your team, for your franchise.
And you don't even know it.
But you don't even know it because you're so used to seeing the same white faces that because we already know the people running these franchises are white faces.
Right.
So what is the first thing they want to see is a white face.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
So to say, yo, no, you have to at least interview these other black coaches so you can see their credentials, check their resume, and they might actually be the best. But because you're used to seeing white faces or then you include nepotism, which I don't have a problem with nepotism, but when you include all those other factors, white face, nepotism, saving face, because as long as there's a white face, white people are going to come. It's like, no, what might be best for your team is a black coach. So I think it's DEI, but I also am like, I don't see a problem with it.
You don't see a problem with it. How about you?
I think that when the demographic of the league is a certain complexion, I think they should definitely be interviewed. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, in that aspect, that's why I think it's definitely, you should definitely do that, because the majority of the players are of African American descent.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, if it was a white league, if it was the NHL, I'd be like, nah, that's a little bit excessive.
Right.
Well, from what I understand, black people invented hockey.
They could have, but they don't play it.
I think I actually think it was white Canadians that invented hockey. I mean, black Canadians. Sorry, black Canadians that invented hockey.
Let's go. My other example is, let's just say like Clairol, a white cosmetic brand. They're opening up a new division that is geared towards black women. They have an initiative that they have to have they have to have a black woman lead that role. Is that an example of DEI or no?
I don't think so. I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. It makes sense.
I think it just makes sense. If you're trying to appeal to a different demographic, you need to have that demographic there to understand where they're coming from.
Exactly. All right. So my last example is
white people to be like, what's best for black hair?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my last example is JetBlue has 1,000 pilots. They're gonna roll out a new thing that they're going to. They have 1,000 pilots and they have new routes opening. So they have to hire 200 more pilots. They are going to make sure that 100 out of that 200 pilots that they're going to hire is going to be black. Is that
say that again?
That DI? JetBlue has to hire 200 more pilots, right? Pilots for like planes, like serious shit, right? They're going to make an initiative and make it a point that half of who they're going to hire is going to be black.
I almost became a pilot for JetBlue.
Like that. All right.
I almost became a pilot for JetBlue. Yeah, I almost did it. The only reason why I didn't was because they had a 1-year training off of a per diem.
You was gonna be a pilot?
Yeah.
So like I'm listening. Like
the training was in Arizona for a year. I was gonna have to leave my family for a year, and we were literally getting ready to buy the house. So I was like, if I leave, we're not gonna be able to really afford the house. I'd be going for a year for my kids. Like it would have been a space where I could go back and kind of like going away to college. You come back for holidays and whatever. But I should have taken it. I feel like I should have taken it, but at the same time, like
were they going to teach you how to fly a plane, or you already know how to fly a plane?
The training. I was getting ready to go to the training. Like they
were going to teach you how to fly planes.
Yeah. I went through the whole hiring process. I went to did the what you call a simulator and everything. Yeah, they were like, yeah, we want you, but you got to make a decision whether you want to come to because it was unpaid. It was unpaid training.
This is one of those things that
unpaid?
I never.
It was unpaid training.
No, we gonna learn to fly a plane. Like you about to be like.
For a year?
It was unpaid training for a year.
They house you and all that?
They house you and they give you a
like per
stipend?
diem or something like that?
They give you a per diem. Yeah. So it's like they just give you enough money to survive in Arizona.
That's one of those things that I never even.
I never thought.
about
I
even
just
doing.
assumed most pilots came from like the Air Force or some shit.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
thought you had to already know,
No,
like
it was
a
new
surgeon.
pro-
Like you just don't hire a surgeon at the hospital because
it was
People like, yeah, you want to learn
like,
how to cut
yeah,
some
you want
shit?
to like. But honestly, I feel like being a pilot is on par with a surgeon. Like once you have like life in your hands,
yeah.
I never thought it was like
It was
driving
a
a school
program.
bus. Like, yo, you got great like paying attention skills. Like,
It was
like this is crazy.
It was a
like,
new program.
That is
they
like, yo,
started.
I just learned something today. I never thought that was like a thing like that.
So technically it is, but it was a new program that they started.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually you go through private school. They were willing to give you the school, but
Right.
and then you had to pay for the schooling too. So you had to like get, if you got financial aid, you got a loan or something to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Then but they helped you through the process. If you needed the loan, you pay the loan for the schooling, but they put you through the program. JetBlue themselves put you through the program, and you learn how to be a pilot from there.
This nigga watching Top Gun every night, like,
but-
yeah, I'm about to fucking kill this shit. Like,
It seemed like it seemed like a very cool opportunity. I thought about my kids, and we were literally like in the midst of buying a crib.
Yo, you gotta be supremely confident to just like walk off the street and be like, yo, fuck that, I'm about to fly this fucking plane. Like, I'm about
Big
to
ass
shit.
plane with mad people on it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But so technically the training was like 2 years before you actually got on a plane.
Yeah.
And the first year was the drill it in your head. The next one was like another level of of training, and then in between you got a couple of hours on in the air and stuff, but you always got your you just the co-pilot to the main dude,
right?
Yeah.
Until you're ready to go.
Gotcha.
But it was a good opportunity. That it was a bad time. That was the only thing. The time was bad. But
what the pilots make?
That was my other thing. That was my other thing, because I'm already making good money in what I do. So I was like, but the problem is that they were telling me that they put a cap on overtime, and because you can't fly the plane too many hours without enough sleep.
Of course. Yeah.
So when I
like
heard the cap,
Denzel.
when I heard the cap, I was like, nah, I can make 200 where I am without a problem. There's no cap. So I was like, nah, I'll stay on the ground.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I also do think that that opportunity is DEI, but I also don't really see a problem with it as long as those people are qualified individuals.
Shouldn't they get the most qualified out of the 200 instead of excluding the most? Because this is something like it's something serious. That's why I put that one last. Like, this is a life and death situation now. Like, this is I don't want you hiring my pilot just because he's black.
But they're hiring, like, you don't have a problem with the fact that they'll hire somebody who doesn't have flight experience that's just going to learn how to fly? General, white, black, whatever?
Well, I want you to get the best candidate no matter who you train. I want you to get the best. I get what you're saying. Would you take a DEI surgeon? No. Like, you know what I mean? If you have to get surgery on something, like on your freaking pinky, would you like, yo, I got this job because they have to fill a quota?
I guess
there's still qualifications that are involved.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, but you're the best out of this small pool. I want the best out of the world for important things.
Why are you saying this is a small pool?
Because you have to pick. Yeah, because you have to pick black people.
Because on some real shit though,
Fair?
we got. First of all, wait, we got to be honest with ourselves, right? As black people, right? I bet there weren't a lot of black people trying to apply to be a pilot at JetBlue. I could be wrong. right? But you don't you see how we didn't even realize that they would hire somebody. Like I assume most pilots came from the service.
Right.
I just assume like, yo, airlines hire from the service, like the Army, the Air Force, or you know, all that shit. People that had flight experience or whatever, right? I didn't know you could go apply and to be a pilot, and you know what I mean? I never knew that, right? So, huh? No, I understand that. I understand that, but I figure
you're coming off the street.
Yes, exactly. Whereas like somebody that's been in the service, they got years of flight experience prior to getting the job.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get
so, so the same way we don't know as somebody that's not applying, I think mad black people don't know, like, oh, you know, I could apply, right? So in these situations, we got to think about all the dynamics of, you know, of the places that we're talking about, right? Because in some situations, I understand it's really not beneficial. Like we're talking, like we were talking about Target, and it's like, all right, we know there's Target and there's Walmart. Most black people shop at Walmart.
I'm a Walmart head.
Yeah, a lot of like Target. A lot of people be like, yo, you know,
cocoa butter.
Let's be straight up. Niggas be like, yo, you know, Walmart is for black people, Target's for white people. You know what I mean?
I
go to Target.
I retired Walmart a long time ago because when you go to the one over there by Green Acres, it's a fucking jungle.
No, that's a zoo.
All them Queens and Brooklyn niggas.
You gotta go a little sneaky one. You gotta go by the crib. Yeah, my little one.
I fucks with the
Unity all the time, nigga.
I fucks with the Unity at Walmart. I fucks with the Unity at Walmart.
That's the sneaky one. Crazy.
That's
home base.
I don't even go to Westbury. I don't even go to Westbury. I go straight to Unity.
Exactly.
Right.
But
let's not tell people that.
Yeah.
Nah.
But yeah, man, like when you're talking about a Target, like why not? Like why would they continue with their inclusion? Like they do the inclusion, or they're willing to give up millions of dollars. We're talking about a publicly traded company, so image is very, very important to these companies, right? So yeah, we'll spend tens of millions of dollars, even hundreds of millions of dollars, because we make billions, right? And we'll do it for a short stint, and then that's it. You understand what I'm saying? Because realistically, our customer base isn't black people like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, everything should come to an end too. Like I think it should just be like a spurt. Like it should be like a little boost.
Well,
like, all right,
does it leave?
It shouldn't last forever.
Does it leave us to? Okay, is it kind of like getting rid of these things? Right? Is it kind of
forcing black people to
get back to work, nigga?
No, putting the trust in society to do the right thing.
Get back to work.
Like, is it? Well, not saying it's doing this for that, but in this case, is it kind of like, well, to me, it's kind of like, you know, with the presidency thing, right? It's like people are gonna vote who they voted for, right? They got who they voted for, and now they have to deal with what they voted for. It's just kind of like the same thing, where it's kind of like, you know, you just got to allow it to happen for them to see if it's right or not.
Yeah,
right. With the pendulum, with the president, I feel like the pendulum swung so far to the other side for him to get his like points on the other. He has to swing it all the way to the other side. Hopefully, it'll come back in the middle in like a year or two. Hopefully, but I feel like it just went so far left that.
Right, but
you gotta kind of push it back to the other side.
I think it's bullshit, because it's like, put it this way. Look at it this way. All right, it don't matter who you voted for.
I didn't want to get into all that.
But I'm because there's a point to it. There's a point to it.
Trying to say
there's a point to it. You got the celebrity candidate who is known for his TV show, his book, his catchphrase, and his appearances, right. You know, and then you got the woman. She was a woman of color. I don't like using that term, but she already had a political background. She was a lawyer. She was an AG. she was a senator.
HU graduate.
Right. She's a college graduate. She's a soror. She was what I say, and then she
all that
made
fly shit.
she made it all the way to the White House as vice president. She had the credentials.
I mean,
she had all the qualifications to be to be the president of the United States.
In the 4 years.
He's the DEI hire. And now he's
so why she trying to sneak her way into the White House?
Shut it down. She had all the qualifications that he did not.
No, but she tried to sneak her way into the presidency.
She didn't do anything.
Yo, if she was so qualified, why she try to pull that sneaky campaign?
She was
the sneaky campaign. She was pushed,
like no. We're trying to act like this was some like act of service.
She was
that she was doing.
She was pushed.
This was from the giddy.
GB.
This wasn't the conversation I didn't want to get into.
But here we are. So you're saying one day Kamala woke up and said, "You know what? I'm gonna figure out a way to sneak my way into this."
No,
yeah.
No.
That's what you said. So I'm gonna.
No, can I tell you what I said?
I'm gonna holler at Joe. I'm
right.
Like, yo, Joe, you should probably bow out right now. And this is my chance. You think she was in control?
No, I feel like the whole team conspired that they knew that the American people wouldn't pick her to run. She couldn't get past any kind of primary and nothing like that. So they ran Joe to get past everybody else to the finish line, put Joe out, snuck her in, and tried to like bully the American people into hiring her when she was in the position that we haven't seen her do anything for the last 3 or 4 years. And it was just like all of a sudden, here she is. Let's do this because she's so qualified and everything like that.
That was my problem with the
by and large, the American people rejected her.
My problem with the Democratic Party is they did stuff. It's just that nobody knows what they did. Donald Trump is the only one that was like, "This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna pull at everybody's heartstrings or hate strings, and I'm gonna reel you guys in."
They tried to pull
the Democratic Party
one,
did
Holly.
shit for people.
But they tried to pull a fast one on us.
But they pulled the fast one on you.
The people just had to do the
research. Who pulled the fast one?
They pulled the fast one on you still.
Who's they?
Well, the same they that you said tried to pull a fast one on you.
The Democratic Party tried to pull a fast one on you. We never wanted it. When it was time for her to run, when it was time for her to go up against Tulsi and everybody else, she was getting her boot smoked. She couldn't. They knew that she was highly unlikable, and they knew. So they just basically ran a celebrity campaign.
So you're saying
in a black man shaming campaign.
Okay, stop. So you're saying to me they tried to pull a fast one on you.
Yes.
What did they end up pulling on you?
A nothing burger.
I think what happened was
she didn't win. So
I think what happened was.
But what did you get?
She got blown out.
What did you get? What you want?
Niggas got embarrassed. Honestly, it was embarrassing.
No, but
it was embarrassing.
Okay, but my point is, the person who won, was it? How satisfied today are the American people? So you're saying, okay, they try to pull a fast one on me here with this one. They gave me this.
I think the American people spoke. I think the American people spoke for who they wanted. As of right now, 2 weeks in, I think they're kind of satisfied with who they got.
I think Donald Trump was the DEI hire because he was the one that was less qualified, but
what's the qualifications for the job?
He was president already.
The qualifications for political
job.
How could
he be less?
No.
The qualification for a political job is to have a political background.
Job. No.
He was president already. He was the only candidate that was president already.
The president is a political job. It's a political position.
But he was the president already. So how was he not more qualified than someone that wasn't president?
In order to have a political job, you should have. If I wanted to be
initially from the beginning, he wasn't. Obviously from the beginning he wasn't qualified.
Right.
I want to see more qualified.
He wasn't qualified. He wasn't qualified. The only thing that qualified him was his celebrity. and the way that he spoke, the way that he was able to talk to the people.
Can I ask you a question? I'm just asking questions.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no,
I'm just asking questions, right?
Here it goes.
Whoever
There he
said the qualifications is to be a politician is to be a politician.
What do you mean?
Because the
So to
qualifications,
be a car mechanic, you
The-
have to
All
be a
right, so
mechanic.
let me ask you a question. You
Qualification to be a
just told us
doctor.
you just told a story about JetBlue where
be
you was
a
about to be a pilot, right? Off the street, right?
Yeah.
You had to start somewhere, right?
right?
You was gonna be a pilot, right?
Right.
So before that,
That was still
you
2
said you
years
don't
of-
have to be a pilot.
No, but that
before
was 2 years of school. He still would have had to go through to do it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You don't say, "Hey, I want to be a pilot," and then they throw you in the plane. You got to go through 2 years of schooling to do so.
Right.
If you look at all the past presidents, it seemed like the qualifications is you be white and you're a man,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Right.
well,
More than
you know what,
anything,
Ron? You know what, Ron?
Right.
Okay.
Which was the problem.
white man, like it's like more than anything,
Right.
you're a white man,
Right.
right?
Right.
Or like if you everybody except one, a white man,
Right.
rich man too.
You got to have some paper.
Connected.
Can't be broke.
I don't think you had. I don't think you had to have. I don't think you had to be. I don't think you had to have paper.
I think everybody had paper.
Everybody had paper.
I think you had to have.
Everybody had paper.
Yeah, but Obama wasn't a millionaire.
Obama was a millionaire.
Let me get a minute. Let me get a minute. Let me
Nah,
get a
Obama
word in. Let me get a word in. But that's the problem that I had. That's the problem that I had with DEI. That's the problem that I had with DEI in the first place. Once the brothers and the sisters get in the door, they don't keep that door open for the brothers and sisters. Who was the next black person that Obama was grooming and had up under him that was just next up? You know what I mean? Why after him, someone 10 years older than him was running in his place?
Well, you know,
You're supposed to have a legion. You're supposed to have a whole troop of brothers and sisters, but that's the thing.
Yeah, but I think
why DEI doesn't work and why DEI shouldn't work.
I think
for
Obama did
black
better
people.
than that. I think Obama did better than that. I think he paved the way for inspired young black people who will one day want to become president to work for it, to get the experience that they need to become the president
symbolism,
and then
black girl
become a
magic?
president.
So Obama had black girl magic?
Okay, this is what we're talking about, man.
Yeah.
About black people. Instead of fighting for our own, we just continue to fight for inclusion.
But see, this is the problem. This is the problem I have with our own. Our own separates us. What do we need to be separated from?
From who?
From everybody else. Like, what do we need now? I
What do you
agree.
mean? Wait.
I agree.
We're different. We're different, bro.
Right, we are different. But at the same time, it's like, what if white people want to buy black products?
Okay.
We don't need to be like, no, this is exclusively for black people.
No.
Because that's been the problem the whole time. And see, this is why I hate about the DEI situation. The DEI situation wouldn't have been needed
that's the
if
problem,
there weren't
bro.
already a racial divide.
All right. So
that was created by white people. So now you got a white man that we decided we wanted to vote for a white man to tell us that we don't need to be included anymore.
Why'd you make that statement though? Right?
What do you mean?
Like, why do you need see like, oh, why do we gotta say that this is exclusively for black people? Right? Like,
Because
why no.
That's what
Why
you said.
can't it be though? Why can't it be? Because either way, when we're on the other side of the fence and we're being excluded, we trying to fight and we can't understand what's going on, right?
So,
but then when like we want to do our thing, but we want to include white people. When they exclude us, it's a problem, right?
Because
they don't treat us the same way we treat them. So we getting treated different. So all right, we need to understand we're getting treated different. We need to act different, right?
Right.
What we've been trying to do is being included with them, and they don't want to include us. They don't want to play with us.
Right.
They fucking like, nah, we stopping the game. We don't want to play with y'all.
Right, but that's not our mentality. Is not to exclude. Our mentality.
All right,
is always
and how does that work for us?
It usually doesn't work to our benefit. Well, it depends. It doesn't. It does.
Tell me when it worked. Tell me when it worked.
The only reason why it hasn't worked to our benefit is because of that divide that's already been set it's like
we got
like-
examples.
it's like if
You know why Spanish people are progressing faster than we are?
Because
they're
they know how to
willing
come
to
together.
exclude.
They out
right,
for Del.
right. I
They're
get
out
it.
for them. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. I
We
get
next
it.
up to back.
I-
Black people are next up to back.
I get it.
So every
but
time a
if you-
black person gets a position, now it's like, yo, I'm gay before I'm black.
So how
I'm
co-
this
so
before I'm
wait,
black.
so-
I'm a woman before I'm
I
black.
get it,
So-
I'm
so
everything
wait,
before I'm black.
So shouldn't
But
every black
also
person have
understand-
voted for Kamala just to get a ring?
right. That's a good point. We should have all just
Until we
just
really
voted
look-
black.
No.
See, I have this conversation. I have this conversation with my. I have this conversation with my shorty all the time. I have this conversation with my shorty all the time because she's like, because I say people get mad when you sit with people get mad, black people sometimes and white people, when you're like, oh, you voted for Obama just because he's black. Hell yeah, I voted for Obama because he's black.
And we ain't getting
But
nothing.
it wasn't-
it
wasn't-
we
it
got
wasn't-
nothing back in return because we
we
black.
got a lot
You're
back
not
in
getting
return.
nothing.
We got a lot.
We're
back-
not getting
we got a lot
nothing.
back in return.
Yeah. But Obama
Hold
went
on,
out there
hold on.
with
We got a lot
Michelle.
back in return.
I'm gonna
but-
answer your question.
but
The
he
only
was-
reason that we ain't vote for her because Obama had
Because
Michelle.
but he was
Shorty
also.
ain't have a Michelle.
Said a white man. That's what you said?
So I don't know. So
that
we was
I can
gonna
understand. I can understand that. I can understand that. But hell yeah, I voted for Obama because he was black, but he was also qualified. He was also more qualified than this white constituent that was running against him.
And he could hoop.
The two of them,
And he smoked cigarettes.
McCain and
Go,
what's his
nigga.
name? He was more
Big
qualified
nigga.
because
No, that wasn't
it
McCain.
was
He
John
knew
McCain.
when it was John time.
It was John McCain, and it was the Mormon dude. It was the Mormon dude.
God.
Shot-town nigga.
Who was the other guy?
I forget his name.
Who that?
I can
Who they
hear
ran
it.
with? Oh, they ran with Sarah Palin and Short. Like it was
John
that
McCain
was
and Sarah
easy.
Palin, and it was
easy.
It was the other guy too, but he was more qualified than them because
Easy work.
they all had political backgrounds, but he was the one that reached the people. And because he could reach the people, and he didn't just reach black people, he reached white people. He reached,
I mean,
he
you
reached
get
the
voted
gays
in.
and
Take
people-
off your house
everybody.
shoes and
Right.
take your walking shoes
So-
and
so-
get down to the polls.
So
And
that's-
vote.
Don't do
So,
that.
so that's an
Diminish
example. That's basically an example of what you're
See that.
the example you're trying to make. If we start bringing our people in, yeah, it's going to make a difference if because they treated us differently, we act different, right? But it's not in the efforts of excluding anybody.
Yo,
it's
if
it's
Obama
just
had
to
a
get
Memphis
us,
Bleak,
just to have us in the door, because when you think about it this way, how many black people even asked to be here? Most of us were brought here and were forced to be here. So yeah, we have to fight for inclusion, because what y'all did was y'all brought us here, forced us here. We had to fight for freedom, and then we had to fight for our rights. Because once y'all gave us the freedom, y'all still didn't even give us our rights.
You gotta make it all serious now.
No, but it's the truth though. It's the truth.
I hear you.
though.
I hear you. Well, I don't got no fighting that. I can't.
It's
I'm
the
a migrant.
it's the
You know what I
truth,
mean?
though. Because even when we
you got me on that one.
even when we kept it black, even when we just kept it black, they found a way. They found a way to shut all that shit down. Black Wall Street Black Wall Street got destroyed.
Yeah, but we talking about now. We talking about
because
now. We talking
because
about
of-
yo. Once Obama got in the door, if he just had his Memphis Bleak, if he had his next, like if he had his HNIC, he had his next dude. Yo, we just close the door. Yo, this is how
But I
how
think he
Joe
did-
Biden
again-
ran after that. Like how
again, I think he did more than
Yo,
that.
and then another thing is okay. That's
I think he
all
said.
right.
I
We
think
ain't
he
gonna
set a
be
precedent. I
monetized
think he
this
set a
show.
precedent. I think
Cause
he
yo,
set a
man, fuck that.
precedent.
Yo, if we trying to really beat Trump, why niggas is running girls against him?
Well, that's the thing. That's the funny
Tyrone,
thing.
you gotta, if you can,
What is
you can
it?
clip
Wait,
that,
say it
Tyrone.
again? Well, no,
I'm
repeat
talking to you,
that?
Tyrone.
Yeah, that's funny.
Why don't we do that? So run his girls. Wait, what's that?
That's funny because Trump only won against women.
Yeah, if it was that serious, that's something I had the back of my head. I'm like, y'all niggas ain't really want this shit. Niggas running girls against them. Like,
Trump only won against women. He won against Hillary and then he won against Kamala. But he
that
didn't win
niggas letting
against Biden.
Hillary rock? Like Hillary? Like, what the fuck we doing? Like,
it lets let you know.
Obama giving Hillary up next? Like,
Listen.
what are we doing?
Remember,
We should have had a young bull, nigga.
Hold on, bro.
Kamala's more qualified than Hillary.
So Well, Hillary was in.
Hillary's
state
been
Senate,
around
right?
longer.
You know it's
Secretary
no.
of
It's
State.
no. It's no.
Hillary's
It's
been
no.
around longer.
But wait. Did Hillary have a?
Yo, Hillary bodied Kamala on the first go.
Yeah, I think Hillary
Body
probably
bag.
Hillary,
Body bag though.
This is the shit y'all not saying.
Body bag though.
Like, yo,
she even got the first round of the playoffs.
I just want to say
that's
something.
the thing. That's the thing. Like, yo, y'all, we could argue.
Yeah.
But the facts are the facts, right? Whereas, like, we're not. What nobody is saying is that she got bodied the first time around. She didn't even get to the past the primaries and shit. You understand what I'm saying? And like, she didn't even get to the point where she was running for president. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
So we're fighting this fight for a woman that didn't, like, she was, like, when she polled before, she wasn't even close to getting the Democratic ticket.
I'm not saying that she should have been the candidate, the one to choose. They could have been anybody else. I think because she's a black woman, they pushed her into that. And they were just, and because Joe Biden came out there and fucking embarrassed himself in that first debate, and he was like, because he fucking embarrassed himself in that first debate, he was like, I'm not going to take this beating. Here, you go out there and you take this beating, because that's how black women are portrayed in the first place. Black women always take the beating for somebody, and we knew she was going to lose, but because Biden didn't want to be embarrassed. They put Kamala out there to get embarrassed.
Listen, I think
she got embarrassed terribly.
I think you said something important, GB, and I think we could move on from this. You said something important that America chose, right? They chose what they chose. They spoke. The country spoke about who they wanted to lead. Now we just have to see what the next 4 years are. The first couple of days have been let's just say
tumultuous.
Tumultuous. People getting, a lot of things happening in these first
planes crashing.
But remember, always
planes crashing
always
1 week.
Always remember that there is the president, right? But the president, more than less, there are people who are in control of his actions. Okay, there are many people in the room that have to agree with what he goes out there and says, what he does, and what he signs. So
yeah, but he's also setting himself up so
remember,
that he's setting himself up a yes man.
3 branches of people that have to agree. So the mission isn't his. The mission is the system's mission. And that's probably what it was with Obama and every president ever that was ever given to us. Right? It's not the figurehead. The figurehead is just delivering the word to you that this is what's going on. Okay? But we're just gonna have to deal with it, and hopefully the 4 years we'll get through.
The Democrats,
on the other side.
The Democrats need a celebrity. Give me a celebrity that can run for the Democrats that can win.
I'm saying give us somebody with the qualifications, but because the qualifications are what's important. Because this is what goes back to the DEI situation. The DEI situation is not based on just including people because of their face or or who they choose to fuck. It is based on the fact that we need more representation, but based on qualified individuals, not just to save face. Now, the abuse that GB is talking about could be
you keep saying
that
qualified individuals,
right?
All right,
because I say qualified individuals because it's like this: I can't just go be a doctor. I gotta go through medical school.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, but
there's
if they have
not
to pick a doctor,
school.
but if they have to pick a doctor out of this room,
there is politician school.
If they have to pick a doctor out of this room, you might be the doctor.
Politician school starts with law school.
No, but do you
understand? Not all politicians are lawyers.
They're not all lawyers, but they all done something. Mostly political science.
Mostly lawyers.
Any of those, and then you got to go through certain. You still got to go get certain education, and then you got to run for those positions.
Not really.
I'm not saying
That's
you.
Why it's
I'm not
called
saying
the popular vote.
Right. I'm not saying
popular enough. You can,
I'm not saying you don't have to
win.
I'm not saying you don't have to, but I'm saying that based on who I would vote for, those should be the qualifications, because I wouldn't vote for I wouldn't have like GB said, I wouldn't have a surgeon.
But you would vote for a guy that has experience that created the crime bill.
But see now the crime
create the bill.
Putting that smart.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you,
The crime bill wasn't created by them.
Stop
They
putting
just,
it on the figurehead.
right.
Right.
There's a system.
It's the
There's
system.
a system that created that.
They're just the person that's going to go out
Now-
there and deliver the message.
Now you got Donald Trump who pardoned people who actually committed crimes. It's basically the same thing. He pardoned 1,500 people. He pardoned 1,500 people who committed crimes.
Okay.
And then some of those people have committed crimes afterwards and ended up back in jail anyway or dead. Like it's like
Bro, like you can't say you can't have it both ways, bro.
What do you mean?
This dude's son is a criminal. His son is a criminal.
Is he a criminal?
Okay.
Crackhead.
Right. What's the crime he committed besides
money?
Besides whores and
he's
Nigga,
supposed to even be a traitor to his country.
That Ukraine
Did they
money
prove it though?
is going away.
Oh, that
Well, you gotta
be
bar-
proved.
You gotta prove it. Guilty to prove innocent.
Respectfully, you got it.
All right.
I mean, innocent to proven guilty. Sorry.
All I'm saying is this, right? If we're gonna talk about experience, us as black people, we need to research people's political background, not just say, oh, they were a politician for a while, right? Think about what they did specifically to our communities.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And this is what's not happening. You understand? Right. That's my thing.
Okay.
All right.
I see what you're saying.
We sitting here talking about experience, but like, what's his experience, his political background? What did he do in his political career? Right.
Right.
It wasn't too much that was beneficial for us as a community. Right.
Cool.
But it's like Biden specifically.
Oh yeah. Biden.
You know what I mean?
Biden's
So
a different case. I wasn't talking about Biden. I was more talking about Obama and Kamala.
All right. Either way, us as a black community, right? We've say we want people with experience, but what's been beneficial for you as a black person that you benefit from the government and these politicians? All right, so why not try somebody who's not like a prototypical politician? Inspiration
for me or my children to be able to run.
We passed that.
Positions.
Obama is gone.
No, that's not true.
Obama's gone.
Obama lives in all of us.
My president is black. My Lambo's blue.
Like yo. Yeah, shout out to Kamala, but like yo, all right. That's a whole nother situation. But like, all right, we passed that. So it's like politicians haven't done much. And then also she told you flat out from the beginning, I can't do shit for black people.
No,
I won't do shit specifically for no black people. Right? But it's like, all right.
And
she gotta tell you
that we weren't black if we voted for him.
Yeah, but we was okay with that. We okay with that. It's like, yeah, okay with all right. That. It's like you just picking your poison or whatever, and it's like, all right, you could have
that's government.
Everybody, yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm like,
what do we pick our poison with the black qualified woman or the guy that's saying, yeah, we don't need to keep giving services to black people
Holly, let me answer that. We picked our poison with our pockets. We put our money in our like we went with the decision that's going to put some money in our pocket.
Where?
Like
with Trump?
Where's it at?
Yo, I mean, are you checking your like everybody's stocks is busting, everybody's looking like
now, I'm not one.
We're rocking right now. It's only 2 weeks in.
I'm not one to blame people for certain things, but we got to look at Donald Trump's record. The nigga came in 2016. We had COVID. We had all these mass shootings with the school shootings and shit like that.
School shootings been happening since
Columbine. Like I said, COVID. Then he comes in, and not a week later, 2 weeks later, we got 2 plane crashes.
Looking crazy.
It's like, yo, he's got a lot of bodies under his belt. Now Obama had a lot of bodies under his belt too, but that was because of the war. We were fighting. He was finishing up the war that his predecessor left for him.
All right. So
Holly, would you be comfortable?
as a black person, right?
Yeah.
If it went the other way, what would have happened?
What do you mean?
What would have happened for you as a black person?
If as a black person,
If Kamala would have won, she told you she can't do shit for black people. What would have happened? Like, would anything better happen? For, you understand?
See,
like, yo, first though,
I think a lot of that shit is semantics, man.
No,
Like,
no, it's not semantics. Because my point is this:
because it's not true though. She did shit for black people.
Us as a community, we can't depend on like somebody being elected the president. We got to do shit for ourselves. It's showing you
that's true
with these corporations, Target, all these other companies talking about they're not doing inclusion. All right, you got to kind of fend for yourself.
No,
right?
I get that.
We got to start fending for ourselves.
I get that.
Nobody ain't gonna do shit for us. Nobody ain't been doing shit.
I also understand the fight for the inclusion because as black people, regardless of where we are, we got to work twice as hard to get in the same positions that these white people are because this shit was more than likely already given to them.
That's so another reason is that we want to be where they are.
Yeah, no, of course.
We're fighting. We could easily just say, yo, you know, I don't want that. Let's do us over here.
I think we should. I think
to Africa, God?
No, you don't got to go back to Africa.
You don't have to go back to Africa. You don't have to go back to Africa. I do.
We can't. We can't build a store that sells our fucking toilet paper and our paper towels and shit.
This is they shit.
But
this is they shit.
But I think the problem is black people don't make that step to do it.
Shit, huh?
All right, so why you got Spanish grocery stores, Spanish convenience stores? Why you got Asians and Indian convenience stores?
I just had this
in our neighborhoods.
Listen, I'm not sure.
I just had
we
this
can't.
argument.
They could do it, but we can't do it.
One.
I just had this argument. I just had this argument with somebody close to me, and I think it is the most bullshit argument. And no offense, because black people don't do it. The reason why Spanish people and Asians and Jews are able to have these things is because they stick together. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the inclusion thing. It's about being able to stick together in the first place.
We can stick together to boycott and march and shit, but we can't. Like, we gonna fight to go to somebody else's store that don't want to fuck with us, right? But like, you gonna use the argument that we can't stick together.
Yes.
How does that make any sense?
Well,
bro?
black people are the only people that say we are not a monolith.
Because we don't stick
I've
together.
never heard
we don't make no sense.
We don't stick together because we don't stick together. We don't stick together in the movements either. And we also have to consider the fact that we have that our people have a carried trauma that we were brought here with against our own decision making. These people, when they come here, the Asians, the Spanish, the exotic whites, they come here because they feel that they need to, or maybe their circumstances and where they're from, or maybe because they want a better opportunity, maybe because they just want the opportunity to live in a different space because they know America is the hub. But our people were sent over here and forced to be here. So yeah, we feel like we have a part of this nation.
Okay.
And and some part of it belongs to us. Yeah, it's been pulled away from us, and there's been you got certain laws and things, that loopholes and different things that have been used to hold against us and to keep us apart. But the reason why these people come over here and have it is because they come over here with that goal. We weren't here with that goal. We were here made to believe that we were already less than. We were already the bottom of the barrel. That's cool. That's cool. The problem is that they come over and they put these certain stores in our areas because black people ain't going and do it. They're not trying. They're not doing it.
Why though?
Because they're not doing it.
No, there's reasons why. Right? First of all, like,
because black people aren't taking advantage of the same opportunities that people come over here.
Most black people would rather go to college and work for a white institution than build to do a convenience store in the hood. It's menial to them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
black people's fault.
That's not white people's level of success.
That's
you understand what I'm saying?
And black people need to take accountability.
Let's keep it stacked. From the outside looking in, I'm not Black American. I'm Haitian American. My parents are from Haiti or are from Haiti, and I was born here. So I look at it like black people don't want to carry other black people. Like it's like the Chris Rock bit, blacks and the niggas. The blacks don't want to carry the niggas, because that's what it's gonna have to be. Because the white people had the head start. Then it was the Native. First of all, it was the Native American here. White man came here. White man brought the black people here. If you want to believe that, whatever. Or some people say black people were already here, whatever. But the black people should be second in line. They are literally letting the Hispanic take their place from them because they don't want to work together, because they don't want to carry the weaker.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think that's. I hear what you're saying.
That's
part of it. That's part of it.
All right,
but all right. If we look at the way the country was supposed to be structured, right? And this is why Spanish people have taken our spot, is because they're willing to take that position, right? The way most companies are, you look at the hierarchy of a Target, you see the administrative top level are white, but then maybe mid management might be white. But then when you get to the stores,
security,
the cleaning crew is probably minorities, right?
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be the labor force. They're supposed to be the supervisors and the owners.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be structured.
Yeah.
But black people like, well, I went to college or I went to school, and the way I define success is based on the way you gave it to me, right? You went to school, you own a business, you did this, you went to school, you got educated, you got a job, and I should be able to do the same thing as you. But not that wasn't their plan. Their plan was to bring us here to be the labor.
Right.
Now, Spanish people, they're willing to be the labor. Right?
Right.
So Jose or Maria, they're like, yo, I'll work and be the labor force, right? And what happens in most situations is that when it comes to blue collar companies, white people are transitioning from like past baby boomers, your people that were like Italians that were landscapers, they own stores and stuff like that. Jose is willing to take it over because he worked there or somebody worked there. He'll take it from that, because we don't do, us as white people, we don't do that blue collar shit no more, right? I put my kids through school. Now they're white collar, they're lawyers, doctors, and all that stuff like that. I retired. We don't do that shit no more. Now, this next group of should have been blacks, but they don't want that.
Right.
We'll give it to the Hispanics because Jose.
Why don't black people want it? Because we're too busy chasing the white dream.
Exactly. Right. So because we want the American dream. Right. But it wasn't for us. But Jose, he worked at the pizza parlor. Luigi gave him the pizza parlor. Like, all right, I'll sell it to you. Work for me for fucking 10 years. I want to get out of this shit. I don't want to do this shit no more. He owns a convenience store. You want to buy it? Take it. All right, cool. Right. And now Jose, Maria, they'll do that blue collar work and they'll pay for their kids to go to American school. And when they need an immigration lawyer for their other family members to come, little Juan is going to law school, or such and such is becoming. They're moving up the ranks as generation. It's going to take time, but over time, it's going to happen. Where you're going to have. They're gonna cover they're gonna start to be the working force, and then eventually as they go and they work, they're gonna start putting their kids through college, and then now they're gonna have lawyers and doctors that are Hispanic, and they're gonna own the institutions.
But there's a part of your theory that I don't understand. It's like we're already there.
Who's already there?
The black people are already working to where they're gonna get to, where they're raising their kids. They're already the lawyer class and everything like that. They're all black professionals. Well, what percentage wise are they gonna fill?
How many? What's the percentage of black doctors and lawyers and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, it's very low.
Very low.
But it's there.
What you mean is there?
Yeah, but what percentage are Maria and Juan gonna fill?
All right. Is what's the gap between black professionals and black people that work at fucking blue collar jobs?
Oh, the majority is at the blue collar job.
Exactly.
But you just shunned the black people
because they're there now because they have to take that. But now they're working right alongside Jose and Maria. because they didn't take that initiative before because they wanted this. They felt like, yo, I could be this, I could be that. And then we don't come back for each other. We don't.
That's my major problem with it.
That's
yo,
when
bro.
you go back
And
when they get into the senior leadership and all that, instead of just quietly building, pulling your people in, pulling your sorors or your sorority brothers in, it's got to be t-shirts.
It can't just
and all
be
that
them,
shit.
though. It can't just be
you know
them.
what I mean?
It can't just be them. You got to start. You got to create first of all, you got to create a working class or a middle class, not just a black excellence elite class. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go to any fast food restaurant, right? A lot of them is going to be majority Hispanic.
Yeah.
But you don't think that fast food worker over time, when they save their money, they're going to start their own Spanish restaurant. They ain't going to work at Burger King no more. They're not going to work at Taco Bell no more. They're going to start their own shit.
I think that's black people's fault. I think black people got to.
We feel like that's beneath us to do shit like that.
I know. And I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem. I think that black people need to own that and understand that this is why when y'all sit around and complain that Spanish people are taking up all the stores and Indians are owning the gas stations in your area and Asians are all owning the food restaurants in your area, it's because y'all aren't taking advantage of the opportunities that you have in your own communities. Y'all are too busy trying to have what white people have, or before you even did the groundwork. That's not anybody's fault but black people. Black people got to take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
But see, when I have this conversation with certain people, they're like, no, it's the government, and the government has to change. And it's like, the government's not going to change because the government's always been what it's always been. We have to be qualified for these positions. And that's my point. My point is the qualifications. You can't say that it's wrong that these people have these positions in our communities when they put the work in. Putting the work in earns you that qualification. You said Juan, the Italian guy gives Juan the job, the store, because he's retiring, but Juan been there for 10 years, for 15 years, 20 years, because he put in the work. He was qualified for that position. That's my point. My point is like, yo, yes, include us in these situations, but but include the people who put in the work and are qualified.
All right, this is the thing. We chase the American dream of success, and that's college,
right?
Home ownership, graduate in a job, not working, like not being uneducated. You understand what I'm saying? And as black folks, I don't think a lot of us are willing to sacrifice for another generation of people. We trying to get it now because we've been through a lot, and we fucking, it's like shit. It's hard enough being black and being fucking stereotyped and being without, and it's like, yo, you grow up poor. Like when you get some shit, you want to spend your bread. You want to earn. You want to live. You want to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Right, but but because of that, because we were treated differently from the rest of the people who come in here, that is the reason why black people want that stuff. That's why we want the inclusion. It's not just about
one thing we have
again, if we built America for free, we are technically entitled. If you want to say, I don't like the word entitled. But
that's what's hurting the culture.
I don't like, exactly. And entitlement is what's hurting us.
Yeah.
But we do feel like we're entitled to having this American dream because we actually provided it for these white people to have it.
Right.
So if you own a business, right, and you had some people that work for you for 20 years, and they built your shit up, like they work their ass off for you. You think they're entitled to the company?
Yeah, hell yeah. I think if you're working ground up
before it goes to your kids, it should go to them.
Yeah, because they put in the work. Hell yeah. If you hired your kids and your kids work in there, yeah. I'm not against nepotism. So it's like if you work for 20 years, but my son has also put in the work and he's my heir, then yeah, because I came up with the company, he gets the company, and then he gets to figure out what he's going to do with y'all. If y'all, but my thing is, if it's a company, if I'm running a company where I decide I'm hiring Black people to help them qualify to be better, to do better in life, that's the point. The point is to bring my people in and build them up so that they can go and open up their companies. You see how I do it. So you take these, like that's exactly what my shorty did. She started out working for $8 and some change for a tax company. And but in the midst of that, she was going to school, got an associate's, got a bachelor's, went in forensic accounting, and then got up and said, all right, I'm going to take what he did and go build my own situation. And that's exactly what she did. But that's my point. Like and this guy only had a staff of black people, and mostly, from what I know, mostly Black women. But that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
We don't do it. And my point is, we got to hold us accountable for that. We deserve the inclusion, but the problem is we're not with the inclusion. We need to be bringing up our people. That's what the Spanish people do. It's what the Asian people do. It's what the Jews do. It's what white people do.
Yeah.
We have to hold ourselves accountable for that. We can't
take money in the family, man.
The whole we need to be separate from them is like that kind of keeps the level of what they did to us. So it's like, if we say we're hiring, we're having these Black companies, but we don't want white people buying our stuff. We only want Black people buying our stuff.
No one said that. That is not what.
I don't think nobody can say that.
Anyone said that.
Or we have a Black company, but we don't want to hire anybody else but Black people. Like it's
in senior leadership.
It's the same thing. It's the same
in senior leadership.
No matter what it is, it's the same thing. Like I don't think if a white person is more qualified than if Jerry is more qualified than Jamal to work for my company,
to run the nigga company, whatever company.
To be the manager.
Yeah, we saw niggas to niggas.
To be the manager of Niggas Incorporated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come on. Like, we can't get Jerry in there, baby.
I'm hiring Jerry to be the manager for Niggas Incorporated. Now, of course, it's like, yeah, you want to put a Black person in that position, but my point is, Black people have to be qualified, and Black people are complaining that this stuff is happening, that these DEI and blah blah is happening, but they're not getting qualified.
Yeah.
They're not getting qualified for these positions. And yes, qualification does include getting education.
Yes,
but you can also go to a black you can also get a Black education. You can go to a Black establishment and get an education. You can go to these situations are available, but there's too many people that's sitting around and complaining that about this we want to be like white people. We can be like white people. We can be in the same position as white people. We just have to become qualified to do it.
No, let them get the final word on that. I want to move the conversation one inch in another direction.
Well, that's all I'm trying to say. It's like,
you got the final word on that.
I think that the problem is, if the problem is we're trying too hard to be included in these white corporations, commodities, whatever, it's only because our people didn't work for free, that we all feel like we are entitled to have the same thing that they have, because we invented most of the shit that
that's the thing. Black Americans are entitled to second dibs on the American dream.
Right.
It's still a white man's world.
But
whatever you look
Black
at
people
it.
Also
Black
people also got to take accountability for the lack of qualification and just sitting around complaining.
Absolutely. Let me move the conversation one place before we wrap it up. Last week we spoke about Trump is going to declassify MLK's files. JFK, RFK file, I started thinking a little bit more about the MLK files. At first, I thought it was going to be good. It was going to hold the government accountable and all that.
Yeah.
What if it's really about putting some mud on his name? What if it's about what the FBI actually found during their surveillance on
I think
MLK?
that's already out there, though.
Nah, but what if it's like in writing thing, almost like how we really found out how Diddy was moving, how Bill Cosby was moving?
Yeah,
what if they're
already out there, though?
What if, no. But what if it's a
not,
campaign?
It's not out there. The details.
What if it's a campaign?
It's just hearsay right now.
Let me just say that. Let me just wrap this up.
Okay.
What if it's a campaign to actually cancel MLK, like how they're canceling everybody?
Yo, who would it? Who thinks
we don't know yet.
Who thinks that Donald Trump is in the best interest of black people? Like, there's no, like, I don't see why black people think that Donald Trump is like the savior for our black lives. Like, there's nothing about Donald Trump that says to me that him putting out him because I'm also hearing that he's trying to cancel Martin Luther King Day.
Well, this is going to be a way to cancel it.
They're trying to cancel Black History Month.
Well, no. He came out today and said that he is not trying to cancel Black History Month at all. He praised Black Americans, and he doubled back on that. And honestly, what he said about birthright citizenship was a big ups to Black Americans, right? Like, he's been kind of an ally to Black Americans as of lately. People don't want to see that, but
people try to. I feel like I'm just speaking like, bro, they're trying to put up a wall. So when he's saying that, you know who he's trying to target. You understand what I'm saying? Then black people come out like, oh, he's trying to do it to black people. It's like, yo, bro, you know he was. I hate to say it, but it seemed like he was going after Mexicans or whatever. You understand? Huh?
Right. Yeah, but Mexico also.
That's what I'm trying to say. But when he said this birthright thing, all these people that's from different countries as black, it's like, oh, he's trying to do this to black people. Like,
because the whole birthright thing started in slavery with the whole Dred Scott situation. From my research, it started with Dred Scott, where he was freed at one point and then became a slave again, or something like that. It was something.
But
about
Obama would have never said that. Obama would have never said that.
Dred Scott had to fight for his freedom.
Right.
He had to fight for his freedom.
Yeah.
And they told him that there was a clause where, because they said that people who had the enslaved people who had African background weren't considered citizens, so you had no right to
ship them back to Africa.
Fight for your freedom.
Right. But Obama would have never said that shit. Obama would have never said it.
That's the thing. They weren't going to be, they didn't have the right to go back to Africa because they were considered slaves. They were considered property. So, and we're talking about Dred Scott, who was sent from one person, sold from one person to another person, and then that person leased him out to other people. So it's like, what if we were sitting here right now and they were like, yeah, you're gonna go work for free for my friend just because I don't need you today, but you're doing free labor. You're not doing this for money.
Nah,
because you are a property.
It was foul.
And if you tried to leave and he tried to escape,
it was foul.
He ran away, but they found him and brought him back. Like, this is like a missing dog.
Yeah, it's foul.
Like, that's from my understanding, this is what started the birthright citizenship situation, which eventually included the 14th, 15th Amendment. From again, research that I've done. I didn't do full research. If I need to be corrected, correct me. But that's my understanding about the whole birthright citizenship. Everything that these motherfuckers do in government affect black people first and foremost, and it hurts them. It hurts them first. Why? Because the work that we have put into America, we deserve or are entitled to a piece of America. And because they didn't want to get rid of us, or eventually couldn't get rid of us, because once you took away our freedom to our civil liberties to be able to get an education and be able to learn how to read, to be able to know who we were, where else we going once you let us go?
Right.
And it's not like you willingly educated us and told us that we can be equals. You said no. Now that you're free, we gotta set guidelines to what you are limited to do,
where you can live.
Like this is trauma. This is fucking trauma. This shit is not cool. This is the reason why when people from other countries come here, they're able to do these things, because they held us back for hundreds of years of being able to do this. We're still trying to find ourselves, and it sucks. So when it's like, once we were freed slaves, we had to go do what white people did, because that was the only thing we had left to do.
You just said we couldn't do it.
And we exactly, and then we couldn't do it once we were free to do it. We still couldn't do it because they pushed us back from being able to do it. And I get that, but now we got to hold ourselves accountable to be able to start doing things, but in a collective unit.
Holly, let me ask you a question. If you were in charge of reparations, you were in charge of setting it forward.
Yeah.
Who would get it? How would it be distributed?
Well, not you, because you're Haitian.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I don't know.
You want that?
No. I honestly don't want it.
I think that's deep, because
I'm living reparations already.
You have to get every individual Black person or Black family and trace their lineage.
Absolutely.
And see who came from where.
Yeah.
The reparations thing is just never going to work out. I think stuff like DEI and certain,
you said education before. You said education is an important thing.
Yeah.
Do you think reparations take a form of education, like maybe free college for descendants of American slaves?
That's what I'm saying. I think DEI is a form of reparation. I think free education could be because look at it. It's like, look at New York City schools in the Black neighborhoods. Them shits ain't shit. You know that they ain't worth nothing. Like they if they stepped it up and gave us better, better opportunities, or they opened the door for us to be able to grab onto these better opportunities, even though like now they slowly but surely we are grabbing onto these opportunities. Black women for the past 8 to 10 years have been the most educated group of people.
So if you're in charge of it, you will be opposed to like a cash payment?
Yeah, because it's too much work. That's a lot of work to do.
Too much work.
And then
the
wrong people are gonna get, because you can't give niggas money. You know what's gonna happen with that.
Come on. You just undoing all the work that you did tonight, man.
You can't give niggas money because they gonna go spend it on ass jobs and shit like that. We got it. But that's a problem. Why is it that we getting ass shots and twerking and showing our bodies everywhere? And I do it personally myself. If you go check, I got my OnlyFans account. It's if
you gonna put it to the top of the chat.
Well, pull that up. Show some pictures. Shit, that threw me off.
Nah, but
if we stop doing all of that, why is it that we're doing all of that? And then white people, and then same thing with our music. Our music is aggressive. It's foul language.
What happened? You just turned into another person. Like you was fucking.
No. It all goes to my fact. It all goes to the fact that I've been saying, like, instead of, why is it that white people make all the positive music? They can have radio stations
because of the trauma.
They can have They can
You
have
just a
radio
different
stations.
person.
I know. Listen,
Don't black people do it because of the trauma?
They do it because of the trauma, but what I'm saying is we don't need to do it because of the trauma.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Right.
It's a real thing.
But none of us in here were slaves. We have the
No,
opportunity.
post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Right. But
that means that
post-traumatic slave syndrome is only passed down trauma from generation to generations because of the lack of education that we were that was taken away from us, the civil rights that we had to fight for. All of that shit is just passed down generation because, like, think about it this way: when they freed slaves, not all slaves walked away from their plantations.
Juneteenth, yeah.
So there were people that were there, that there were people that were still slaves.
Yeah.
Still,
technically they weren't slaves, but they wanted to stay because they had nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Some of them stayed because they had nowhere else to go, and some of them didn't know that there was an Emancipation Proclamation. It was some of them didn't know.
Yeah.
People had to come free them and say, "Yo, you're free." But then those people didn't know how to read, and then they had kids who they couldn't discipline and teach how to read because that right was taken from them. That civil liberty was taken from them, and then they couldn't teach their kids how to read. They couldn't tell their kids, you need to go get an education. So that generation didn't know how to read. And then that generation didn't know how to read. That generation didn't know how to make money. That generation didn't know how to open up.
And the only way they knew how to discipline each other was to beat.
Was crime eventually. Was, letting out their feelings through frustration and anger and crime and stuff like that. So we have those. That's the post-traumatic slave syndrome. So my thing is, why is it that we're always that, and white people are always clean and pure and all that shit? There's an accountability that black people need to take and say, we have to change this. There's a reason why black women are always twerking and getting ass shots to appeal to black men, because we are letting these things happen instead of saying, no, we need to set a better standard for our people. That is the problem. And granted, white people go through their shit. There's white trash, but that's their problem. We have to focus on our problem.
So, like, individually, every day, the common person, you should just give the common nigga
an education. You got to give them the education and an opportunity.
That's it.
If they don't feel like they have it, they're gonna do shit like rap. They're gonna do shit like rap,
and they gonna see the gatekeeper,
or they gonna rap, yeah, and they see the gatekeeper over here and say, "Listen, I rap about bitches and getting money."
All right, we can wrap it up.
And the bitches be like, I rap about twerking and how good my pussy is. Put me on 90.3.
Every day, that's my word. Peace, cool.
Cole want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we're gonna wrap it up, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Yo, come anytime, bro. Anytime you feel like you got an itch, you want to get some shit off, man, pull up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We can't talk about this on Nobody Cares About.
What we feel about the?
It's hitting, man.
Yeah.
Nice,
always
clean
hitting,
drink.
right?
I'm gonna get up good tomorrow to play some pickleball. I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, man. Eagle Rare, man. I'm pretty sure you guys had it before. A lot of our whiskey drinkers. It's a pretty good one. By the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Let us know what you guys think about Eagle Rare, man. Is it in your like top bourbons or top whiskeys? Hit us up in the comment section, man. Also, if you don't follow us on Instagram, please do at Cigars Whiskey. That's Cigars with an S Whiskey. Holly, let the people know where they can find you.
ITZHOLLE on all social media platforms. Also follow Father's Day Pod on all social media platforms. I don't think we have a Twitter. I think we do have a Twitter. I don't remember.
Actually, how's the homie Depp?
Yeah.
Depp is good. Depp is good. It was a hilarious thing. We were this close, Cole, to bringing Sins back last night.
Listen,
We were this close to bringing Sins
Yeah.
back last night, but because of some difficulties, we were like, all right, we'll postpone it. But we may see Sorry I'm Not Sorry come back for some shit talk.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Corey, cool. Let the people know where they can find you, man.
Oh man. Sean time. No, man, right here. You can find me right here, man. Next week. Cigars and Whiskey Podcast.
Let's go.
All right, man. If you don't, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. Cigars, the Ensign Whiskey Podcast. Again, Cigars, the Ensign Whiskey Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when we have new content. And with that, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah.